memorize, so please bear with me. It's an honor to be here tonight to speak to the youth who have been an active part of our community. I'm not here to preach about volunteerism, but rather I hope to be able to share my story with all of you. In terms of how I first became involved in various volunteer commitments and habits has not only helped me build my experience, but this has also helped me decide what area I wanted to focus on in my post-secondary education and finally in making my current career choice. I can recall taking part in some volunteer work in elementary school, but my main involvement started in grade 9. For many of you here, you may already know that high school can sometimes be a challenging transition, and even more challenging was also keeping up with the academics piece. What was a little bit worse was that academics was really not my main interest. I remember thinking that everyone says that high school will be a memorable time in your life, and I wanted to make an effort in getting involved so this in fact would make high school a bit more interesting. So it was a few weeks into grade 9 I started hearing about student council, and I figured, hey, why not run for grade 9 rep? I was taking a huge chance in doing this because, of course, like many grade 9 students, I was afraid that I was going to lose. Clearly, I wasn't the most popular grade 9 student. So why would all these students vote for me? I was the only one of my friends who seemed interested in participating in this, so I convinced them all to help me in my campaign. To make a long story short, I did end up winning, and I was voted the grade 9 rep for student council. And at this point, my confidence had boosted. I won. They picked me, and I was running against 3 other nominees who were just as capable as I was. This was how all started. Really, after this, it was all a blur. I became involved in various activities, both London community, my religious community, and my high school. And I was on student council for 4 years. Who would have thought? I eventually learned how to manage both my volunteer experiences and my academics, as I knew this was an important piece if I wanted to pursue post-secondary education. In my first year of university, I still didn't know what I really wanted to major in, so I took different social science courses, because I knew that I eventually wanted to do something in the helping profession. I really enjoyed working with people. Overall, volunteering has let me test out potential career choices in advance, so that I can go on to do something else if I decided this field wasn't the right one for me. My various volunteer commitments in working with people with disabilities, the homeless population, working with youth, children, the elderly, and even my various communities in our city, was a major step in helping figure out my interests, passions, abilities, and skills. As the time approached for me to set out my personal and professional goals, I made a conscientious decision to enter a field which would provide me with a sense of achievement. It became apparent to me that the practice of social work fulfills these objectives. My intense interest in social issues, education, and finally my community seems particularly appropriate to this field and had motivated me to further my volunteer efforts. I decided to apply to School of Social Work at King's College. Again, I thought, am I going to get in? I really didn't know. The school was impressed with my various volunteer experiences, and to my surprise, I was accepted in the program. I guess I started to see that all my volunteer work and various extracurricular activities were really paying off. Furthermore, some of my social work values have not only guided me through my work, placement, and different volunteer experiences, but they have also contributed to my personal growth and furthering my passion for social work and volunteering. My various volunteer experiences, including my current role as the chair of the Youth and Philanthropy Group, which is a youth group under the London Community Foundation, has provided me with tremendous gratification. As well, my current work with children, youth, and their families has been very rewarding in my current work as a social worker. I hope that all of you here will have the opportunity to gain as much volunteer experience as possible. And in doing so, this will not only build your resumes, but also help you decide what you want to pursue in your post-secondary education and finally your career choice. Best of luck to all the youth here.